He'll get ripped apart.
He's actually
just gotta hang back.
But the Aghanim Scepter on AUI, it's incredibly fast and it's worth talking about, but at the same time, LGD, they've got 2 BKBs on their cores. The best that he can hope for is just to harass one of the supports like crazy. If you set them on MMY, it's going to be really hard for him to get in the middle of that fight, and maybe you can prevent a clutch null steal, but it's not going to do too much to the cores in the beginning of the fight.
I think for LGD, they probably still feel alright about this game blitz the way it's going, with that fight going the way. And the Leshrac has not gotten totally out of hand yet. Obviously, this is a hero that can scale incredibly hard in late game. He does have 10 Bloodstone charges. Atop the net worth chart, though, it's not like the game that we saw for Maybe in the group stage, where he had all 9 of the team's first 9 kills en route to like a 15-minute or 20-minute win, I think it was. So they've kept him somewhat in check. At least thus far.
This is a really interesting smoke. They know for a fact that Sumail has just lost the Aegis. They're going to try to go for it, but EG...
Backing off.
Teams do this all the time. They're going to sense this and just run away and regroup.
There's 2 more items for EG now. The Blink on the Lash, they get an Observer and a Sentry down. They don't see the Radiant, the actual Radiant Ops, which is a bit too far to the south. A double Sentry whiff here for LGD. Maybe just trying to find the Clinks and not actually D-Ward. Oh, that Clinks though, he's to the upper side of the creep wave. Not going to be an easy takedown. LGD moving in, the smoke is going to wear off right now. Yao blinks forward, but it's already too late. Fear with the wily moves, just 1 step ahead of LGD. And again, they've just been chewing through the smokes. No smoke for 2.5 minutes. Then they're not going to have one for a very long time. And well, no Roche for a couple. So they will not have they will have 1 smoke, rather. 1 smoke for the next Roche fight.
And that's definitely going to be what it's used for. They're probably going to try to smoke up, pick somebody off, and then go for the safe Roshan. Because as long as EG's alive, they'll contest it. They've got the Clockwork who can constantly scout for it with a Rocket Flare, meaning that EG, they'll always have the jump when it comes to that fight. And LGD, that Roche fight though is so crucial to them because they need a BKB up on one of their cores to survive the Winner's Curse.
Holding out this mid wave, LGD playing pretty defensive here, Blitz. They lost control of their jungle. The 2 towers are down. The mid-tier one also caved in by EG. Feeling a little constricted in terms of the map movement, and we see as a result EG pulling a bit ahead in terms of network and experience. Here in Universe, the longtime old friends and teammates kind of take a tentative step into the enemy jungle, but they don't fully commit. Universe is nervous about the possibility of LGD being here. In fact, he'll just TP himself away. The real pressure comes bottom, where there's still a tier 1. This is a lower hanging fruit as far as objectives go. Do EG commit on it, though? They're a little hesitant as well. They're not going to go with this yet.
They can just send the birds in, and this is the strength of having the Aghanim Scepter completed on the Visage, is that they don't actually have to hard commit for these easy towers. They can just force somebody over and play the positioning game. Because now they know for a fact that Yao is down, or Xiao Wade is down here, and that just gives them free information to work with.
Oh, another tower. This one claimed by Sumail. That's 4 towers now secured for EG. Trying to take away as much of the map control from LGD as they can. Sumail up to another 1,800 gold. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a chase onto Fear over towards the jungle, but no real follow-up for this. Both shot. There's the counter initiate. He's found out Yao. Can Yao make his way out of this one? The lift from MOI can toss him back. They walrus punch him. Requiem's coming. No, not actually going to use it just yet. He gets thrown up in the air. He may be punished. BKB does this. They curse him and open. Fear does the work. Even through this BKB, finally gets up the man. The stolen the steal. Momoya with the plays. Then the follow-up from Sylar. AUI will melt. It's a triple. Sylar turns it. PPD's next. MMY. Oh my God.
We talked about it all game. The only spell that's really going to impact the fight is the Winner's Curse, and he manages to get it in the most clutch of moments. That Shadow Fiend stayed alive for so much longer than he needed to. Gets off the Requiem, just destroys EG in that fight. And it's so often that we forget about that Gyrocopter being able to swing in. This guy deals damage.
That was the fight. If he doesn't steal that exact spell and use it there, there's no way LGD wins.
No, the Shadow Fiend was just about to die.
Yeah, he gets to channel the full Requiem from scratch. That's a lot of time. Oh, EG, that is a fight that they didn't see coming. Let's see if they move in anyway. Familiars doing a bit of split push here in the meantime, bottom. Universe not going to find the opening he looks for, and of course Sumail's Bloodstone charges do go down after that fight. Leshrac still being somewhat controlled this game. We haven't seen him totally go off the charts, and in fact now, for the first time this game, since the very early laning stage. LGD pull ahead in terms of experience. They catch up on their levels. They bring it about even in terms of net worth. Since we've got a moment here, Blitz, what do you expect to see from each team moving forward? Game plan-wise, strategy-wise, how do the lineups match up? And I guess we can start with EG. What's the game plan for each of these squads?
I mean, for EG, they forfeited a lot of their late game just because Fear. I mean, he's playing Clinks. It's a good hero. You can pick people off, but he hasn't really had time to farm. He's usually been leading the charge. They need his physical DPS to take down maybe in Sylar. So he has to be there for a lot of these engagements. And they don't have those huge game-changing fight spells. Like, they've got the Winner's Curse, but at the same time, as we saw LGD, they have better spells. You've got the Echo Slam, which is going to be even more beefed up because he's about to grab the Blink Dagger. You've got the Shadow Fiend who can launch the Requiem of Souls. And so when it comes to the ultra late game, I think that LGD do have the advantage. And EG, they're going to start needing to get some BKBs. Like, I think Sumail, after this Octarine Core, has to get a BKB. There's just too much magical damage that's coming on the side of LGD. They control him up so well.
And on the side of LGD, the physical damage will start to slowly become more of a problem as Sylar works towards the Butterfly, picking up his Eagle Song. We also see the Shadow Fiend, maybe he went for that very strong mid-game build where you just get the cheap item, Sanjin Yasha, BKB, and the mech. But now you have to imagine it's damage items that come out for him. It's tier 4 items that he looks for. So they will have the physical damage, and then Sumail may even need something like Shiva's Guard to stay alive in these fights. Well, in good news for EG, the Winter's Curse that was stolen is finally going to expire. MMY does not get to use it again. May have been something that EG consciously decided, let's just wait out that cooldown. And now it's finally down. And right as the Roshan is scouted out by LGD, it is too as well by EG, who send in a rocket. Now they smoke Blitz. They head down, inching towards the pit. They didn't see LGD commit to the Roshan. LGD aren't actually going for it right now. Another rocket, just keeping vision up. This next Roche fight feels like it could decide so much.
I mean, LGD just wait this out. They've got the advantage of being on the dire side. Sylar can just TP in whenever he wants. And even more importantly, they've got the Blink Dagger now in Shao 8. EG have to be so careful with how they take the fight. LGD, they still got two really strong heroes. They've got 8-second BKB charge.
PPD, the smoke, he breaks it instantly, but Shao 8's there. Blinking forward, Snowball's gonna find a fissure as well. Looks like PPD could have just shut down the offense, but instead he may cost himself his life. There's the Glimmer. Dust is also giving them vision of this, holds himself alive with the Cold Embrace. It's a really good stalling tactic, but it's only a stalling tactic. In the end, he goes down. They don't have a buyback. And Blitz, they're right at the Roche pit with a DD rune still up, but maybe for a couple of seconds. This is the Aegis. It's going to LGD.
There's no way that EG decide to contest this at this point. They don't have that hero like Storm who can just zip in and contest for this. LGD, they've got dominance in this pit right now. The Echo Slam is still available. They now know that Shao 8 has that Blink Dagger.
Is there a hook shot? Universe is looking for it, but Yao is just screening him, trying to block this thing. Does he actually commit? No, he decides to back in the end. Nope. Familiars looking to snipe something. Good effort there by AUI. In the end, not able to do so. Does not have a resummon. They may lose both. One Horus Punch and they'll make it out. Flock, though, severely beaten and battered. So now the Aegis onto LGD. Where do they go from here?
You can start to group up and go for the fights because you know that EG are weak right now. They don't have the physical damage to deal with your team. You've got a Talisman of Evasion on your Shadow Fiend right now. Your Gyrocopter's almost got a fully completed Butterfly. I actually think that's his quarterstaff flying in. Yep. There's no MKB on the side of EG. Leshrac doesn't have a BKB or a Octarine completed. You might as well just start looking for fights right now because you have all the advantages in the world.
Fear moving under cover of Invis currently is a rather speedy maybe. Also gets in position here. Fear's going to scout him out. They do not have a gem just yet, so he will live to fight another day. Meanwhile, they slow the game down. The split push from the familiars, EG rotating through their own jungle. Fear is looking for an opening top, but he won't find one. He's going to TP back towards mid. But you could just see the change of posture here for EG. They're no longer the team driving forward into the enemy woods, aggressively looking for pickoffs. They're going to slow the game down and sit back and wait for the chance to turn a fight against LGD.
There's no reason for LGD right now to look for anything. And EG at the same time, they can't really get aggressive because of this Aegis, the Butterfly, all of this evasion right now. They're going to be incredibly hard-pressed to take a fight. And with this invasion too, it makes the Winner's Curse even more useless because if LGD turn on their own teammates, it doesn't matter because they're not really going to deal too much damage.
Very, very smart pickup there, as you suggested. And no reason to get MKBs of their own, as nobody is going for evasion on the side of EG just yet. They will try to trade towers though, pushing in the bottom lane. The TP is coming from Sylar's Gyrocopter. He will hold this lane out. Meanwhile, the tier 2 did fall, and Sylar the one to claim it. They may even get to farm the familiars here again. Resummon available, and he'll use it. And now evasion online for EG as well. They get the Solar Crystal and AUI. Small, but very cost-efficient pickup for him. They do have some good vision out bottom blitz. They've managed to put that Observer Ward out. And you just start to wonder, at what point do we see a gem come out for LGD?
I think it's a worthwhile pickup for them at this point in the game. They've got all the advantages that they need to push if they want to take a team fight. And Klink's is still a really annoying hero that they can just deal with immediately. But Fear, he just doesn't really have the room to farm right now. He's going to go for the split push here, but doesn't have the items to do it quite quickly enough. And I think EG are just going to rotate, or LGD are going to rotate back, defend their tower, and just continue to drag this game on because they realize we probably have cores that are farming a little bit better. And overall, we've got the team fight advantage, and so there's no need to sacrifice, but EG, they want to force them back off of this.
And it's just the LGD way. We saw it against Vici Game yesterday. This is a team that has a lot of faith in their ability to execute team fights. In a lot of ways similar to C-Deck, but a little bit more mid to late game focus, where they just want to outplay opponents in those engagements. And they have the massive AoEs we talked about. They have the scaling cores. Why force it? For now, they just continue to push out the lanes. We see the familiars on a bit of a snipe mission. They're going to try to cut the wave here. Courier running for its own life. Looks like AUI might have gotten vision on it and tries to scout it out. Can they get it on the way back? No, it doesn't look like it. Familiars will retreat. Just stall and farm for both teams right now. And, well, gold, very even, dipping towards LGD, but still pretty much close to 0, and experience the same.
I mean, especially with that last game, this might be the two closest teams in the tournament.
I feel like these two games have been the two closest games of the event, at least that I can recall.
Neither team is getting really aggressive, even with the advantages. They never get above 10k.
Yeah, the most we've seen before the game ends was like a 5k gold lead for EG. Then they lost it, then they got it back, and then they pushed it to 10 as the pace was dying.
It's pretty much 0 right now. Both teams just continue to trade farm, and EG, they're just waiting for their opportunity. They're definitely going to try to wait out this Aegis if they can. They know that maybe is about to lose it, but LGD, they're probably going to try to get it.
Oh, this could be big. It's got the butterfly. Fear's going to snipe it. They've got a couple minutes now, Blitz. That Courier should be up in time for the earliest possible Roshan. So unless EG force a fight before the Rosh respawns, the butterfly will be online. Or the Shadow Fiend, maybe. But it does mean he's going to lack buyback here. Okay, just set to expire here in just a few moments. Still, it's some income. It's income that EG is going to want. New items to potentially come out. And just anything to give them a little kick. It's been some time since they want to fight.
It should still scare them, though, that even with the Courier snipe, that was a fully completed MKB ready for maybe, and they have to be thinking to themselves. And so they have to be thinking to themselves, okay, we have to get an MKB minimum before we get into a fight. It's only Fear that can accomplish that. The Leshrak's just going to have to outlast them in these fights to be able to do anything.
So much of that, you want to say PPD can be the savior with the Glimmer Cape as well as the Cold Embrace. Will he find a good opening to protect his Leshrak at the critical moment? They also do have the Solar Crest, so they can make this Leshrak a rather tanky pony. Surprisingly durable.
He just continues to farm. He's got all the mana in the world to work with. Doing Ancients even isn't that difficult for him anymore. He just wants to play this game out where he gets a BKB, he's got 6 slotted items, he can constantly engage and disengage. LGD, once their BKBs start to go to that 5-second mark, he can actually do a lot of damage, but they've got a lot of time to work with. You've still got 4 more charges from the BKB of Sylar before that happens. You've got 2 more from the side of Maybe. So LGD still have a really nice timing window where they're stronger.
Patience from both teams. BPD hiding in the trees, using Splinter Blends to keep the waves out. LGD reacting, just parking Sylar down here. Probably a good time to keep an eye on the smokes. What are we working with for LGD? They've got a minute and a half cooldown before their next smoke. It feels like they've been perpetually out of them. Always using one as soon as it's available. EG, already one in AUI's inventory and one about to cool down. So it could be big, having that smoke advantage with the Rosh set to respawn. The Courier coming up in the next minute or so. So They'll get the butterfly.